Today, we're going to dive into a pretty incredible AI framework that's not just about small improvements. No, this is about completely redesigning our technology so that it works for every single person exactly as they are. So, to really get why this is such a big deal, let's start with this number 1.3 billion. That's how many people around the world are living with a disability. We're talking 16% of the entire global population. So right away, you can see this isn't some niche issue, it's a huge part of the human experience. And that brings us to the core question that's driving this whole revolution. What if our technology wasn't designed for the average user? What if instead it was built to adapt to you personally? We're not talking about just adding a few options in a settings menu. We're talking about a fundamental shift in how we build our digital world. Okay, but before we jump into the amazing solutions, we first have to really understand the problem. For way too long, digital design has been stuck in this one-size-fits-all mindset, and honestly, that approach just creates a ton of barriers for people. A perfect example of this problem is something called the accessibility gap. Think about it. Every time some cool new app or feature comes out, there's this lag, this delay before it's actually made accessible. It means people with disabilities are always playing catch-up, waiting for someone to patch in a fix instead of being included right from the very beginning. But what if we could slam that gap shut for good? Well, that leads us right to the solution, a world where interfaces adapt to us, not the other way around. And this is where the story gets really, really exciting. The whole idea is a new framework called Natively Adaptive Interfaces, or NAI for short. So instead of trying to bolt on accessibility features after the fact, NAI builds intelligent AI, an AI that understands text, speech, and images right into the core of the interface itself. It basically transforms a passive tool into an active, helpful collaborator. And this is so important. This isn't just a bunch of engineers in a lab guessing what people need. The entire project is built on this really powerful principle from the disability rights movement. Nothing about us without us. It means the very people who will be using this technology are helping to design it from day one. And they're not just paying lip service to that idea. This project has these deep partnerships with some of the leading disability organizations and institutions out there. This embeds real, lived experiences and expert knowledge right into the technology's DNA. Okay, so you're probably wondering, how does this AI actually work under the hood? Well, it's actually pretty clever and intuitive, especially when you think about it like a super efficient little team. The whole system is built around this simple but really powerful idea. You've got a central leader, they call it the orchestrator, that figures out what you're trying to do. And then it directs a whole team of expert subagents where each one has its own special skill. Let's see what that looks like in action. So here's how it flows. You, the user, express a need. The orchestrator instantly gets what you're trying to do and what the context is. Then it delegates the job to exactly the right expert agent for that specific task. The best part? It all happens completely seamlessly in the background. You don't have to go digging through complicated menus or anything. It just works. So for example, one of those experts might be a summarization agent. Its whole job is to take a super long article and just boil it down to the key points for you. Or maybe it's a settings agent that can automatically adjust the text size or the screen contrast based on your needs without you having to do a thing. Each one is a specialist just waiting to be called on. Now, this all sounds amazing in theory, right? But the proof is in the pudding. This framework has already been used to build some incredible real-world prototypes that are solving really tough challenges. Let's take a look. First up is Street Reader AI. For anyone who's blind or has low vision, just navigating an unfamiliar street can be a massive barrier. This tool acts like a virtual guide, using AI to understand everything that's happening around you in real time. And here is where you see just how smart this AI is. It actually maintains context. So during a trial, a user walked past a bus stop and then, a little while later, asked a simple question. Wait, where was that bus stop? Now, that sounds simple, but to answer it, the AI needs to have memory and spatial awareness. And look at the AI's response. Precise, actionable, and genuinely helpful. It shows real situational awareness. That's the huge difference between just a basic tool and a true collaborator. All right, next, let's talk about video. Standard audio description, it's fine, but it's a passive one-way street. The Multimodal Agent Video Player, or MAVP, is a total game changer. It turns watching a video into a two-way conversation where you can literally pause and ask questions about what you're seeing on screen. We're also seeing this potential blow up in education. Grammar Laboratory is an AI-powered tutor built for deaf and hard of hearing students. And get this, it gives feedback in multiple formats, like ASL video and written English, letting students learn in the language and the style that works best for them. It's truly personalized learning. Now, here's the thing that's just so incredible about all this. While these tools were designed with and for the disability community, their benefits end up extending to absolutely everyone. It's a powerful phenomenon, and it actually has a name. It's called the curb cut effect. You know those ramps on sidewalks? They were originally designed for wheelchair users, but who else uses them? Parents with strollers, travelers with luggage, delivery people with carts, everybody. The point is, when you design for the edges, you almost always end up making things better for everyone in the center. And this table shows exactly how that plays out with these new AI tools. Voice interfaces, originally built for blind users, are now something sighted people use every day while driving or cooking. AI tools that summarize text for users with learning disabilities, they're a lifesaver for busy professionals trying to get through a mountain of reports. It is a total win-win. So, when you put all of this together, it really feels like we're standing at the dawn of something special. The adaptive power of this kind of AI is unlocking a golden age for accessibility, where technology finally starts to include everyone by design from the very start. And that just leaves us with one final thought to chew on. We've seen how powerful these digital curb cuts can be. So the big question now is, as this technology keeps getting better and better, what kinds of barriers is it going to help us remove in our physical world next?